Hey guys, welcome back to Cocky Gachas, and in this video we're going to touch on stage 11-40. Once you clear it, you're into chapter 12. Let's dive right in. Now, as you can see on the screen, my current free-to-play progression is up to stage 12-25, which is pretty good, I think. But for chapter 12 itself, you're going to expect the videos to have all the CP that is above 100k deficit. It's quite ridiculous. You guys will see it for yourself when the videos come out. But anyways, today our focus is on 11-40. So now let's take a look at 11-40, and here we have the team on 11-40, which is the Rebecca, the Jacqueline, the Clara, or rather the Claire, the Ayame, as well as the Adrian, right? So typically we will have an Adrian on this kind of wars, and then the main focus here is that the Jacqueline needs someone to be tanked. And of course, if you have watched all my videos so far, you understand how we are going to approach these stages very simply, and this stage is not going to be any different. In fact, I would say that this stage is much easier than 11-30, which is considerably harder given that that had a Petra, right? So this one don't really have anything in particular that is super crazy except for a backline Adrian, but even then it can be easily solved. So what we're going to go with is in this formation. This is the let me check, this is the defense formation, right? First we're going to go with a Vivi, then we're going with Catherine, and subsequently with a Talia, and then we are going to have a rented Naya as well as a Chloe. So this lineup itself is very simple, right? Very easy to understand. Chloe is here to counter Jacqueline, so you always want something opposite of Jacqueline, diagonal of Jacqueline, so that you can counter Jacqueline. And sometimes I would put Lindsay as well. If you have Lindsay targeted on Jacqueline, it can dodge the attack, so that is pretty useful. But in this stage itself, I went with a Chloe, so I didn't go with any Lindsay's, right? And you can see my CP is relatively high for this stage, but that is because 11-40 when I clear it, right? That was a couple days ago. I progressed much further. My actual CP with a rented Naya was 165k. My rest of the units are only at level 121, and my Talia was at level 134. Meaning, right, if you guys were to do it at higher levels, right, it's going to be a breeze to clear 11-40 with this particular formation, as long as you counter the units, right? So like I mentioned, you can substitute this with a Lindsay. If you substitute with a Lindsay, there's a problem though. You're going to lose 5% HP and attack, so it's really up to you. If you have a super strong Lindsay over a Chloe, definitely go for that, right? But I prefer Chloe here. Anyways, we do need a tank, so that is what we went with. And then the Vivi is for the haze buff, and some of you guys might ask, hey, how do you counter the Adrian? So if you watch 11-30 with the back Adrian, right, we pretty much don't counter it. So you just make sure that Naya or the rented unit that you have, it can be a rented Vivi. So if you have a rented Vivi, I would suggest you to swap the positions like this. Have the rented unit be put, right, if your rented unit is much higher level, so that they can tank through the Adrian pool. And Naya advantage of being put is that she has this invisibility, so she doesn't really get targeted that much even when she gets put into the middle ground, right? So that's one benefit. And also the Catherine can help to heal her in the invincibility circle if the formation lines up and she gets put to a roughly middle ground position, not too far, right? That would be good. So this lineup itself is quite easy to counter. Claire is going to run into our middle, in the middle of all of us, but doesn't really matter here. We just want to tank the Jacqueline, and then subsequently my first ulti probably going to use on Talia. If you guys don't have a strong Talia, you can use the Catherine's ulti first, and then subsequently when if you are using a rented Vivi, wait for the stacks to build up and then use the Vivi's ultimate. Otherwise, keep spamming Naya ultimate if you have the rented Naya. Now let's dive straight into the gameplay. Now into the gameplay, you can see right here level 121, right, and 134 Talia and 141 or 40 plus Naya legend plus. So honestly, at this stage itself, right, this is a pretty underwhelming team. If you have a friend that is super strong, you can clear this super easily, right? If you have Memphi at level 180, 170, even 160 will be quite OP, and you'll be able to clear this without much issues at all, I think, with this particular formation. Just replace one of the either Vivi, or I would prefer replacing Naya with Memphi, and it should work out just fine. So right here you can see first ultimate, we are going to shortly use it on the Talia, because the Talia is going to do damage, and the damage from the ultimate, right, is going to be able to kill off the Jacqueline and to a certain extent you're going to heal ourselves also. And also if you notice, right, I'm kind of building a Talia because I wanted to become a carry, and I'm going to save for the Talia banner like I mentioned before, and I'm going to level up the artifact for Talia also. The Talia artifact is pretty OP, giving it a lot of damage, right, a lot of attack. So I'm going towards that direction, but for now it's still not as good. But here you can see the second ulti lands on Naya, or rather I use it on Naya and lands on the 2 units. And to be honest, in chapter 12 itself, right, Ayame is going to be a bigger and bigger factor. Her damage is getting quite overwhelming in some instances, but in this instance at stage 11-40 it's still manageable, right? If you have a Naya, you're able to clear it quite easily. And the best thing about this stage itself, which makes it super clearable, is just that there is no Petra. So in chapter 12 you're going to see Petra every single like stage, or every single other stage, right? Sometimes not even elite, your elite stages you're going to see Petra, which is super annoying. So here that's how we clear it. And of course we are given another paid pack that we wouldn't buy, and look at the stats here. Naya did 1.2 million, super strong. Talia did a bit. That's about it. And that about does it for the stage review for stage 11-40. I hope that you guys truly can clear this stage. Also, if you're interested in seeing how to clear the first major hurdle in chapter 12, stage 12-10, definitely check out this video over here where I touch on how I cleared this freaking nightmarish stage. I'll see you guys over there. This is Cocky Gachas signing off.